Hello, and welcome back to Kpop Light, where we fangirl responsibly. My name is Lindsay.
And I'm Rachel. And this week we are unpacking our entire KCON LA experience. And it's a little bit delayed, so sorry. We've been busy girls, so we're a few weeks late, but we're excited to chat about it and kind of relive everything. It was so much fun.
It really, truly was. I don't understand how these people are pushing out this content so quickly. Like, all of the vlogs, all of the videos people are posting from KCON. Rachel and I, we're just, laying in bed dead after the end of the day. How did they have, the time and energy to put together these amazing videos and pieces of content?
That is a great point. We saw girls, filming videos during the day and, recording all this stuff. And then, yeah, by the end of the day, when we got home, we just literally showered and went to bed. We were, we're so exhausted. So I don't know how people post in real time. We are not able to do that. But also, we were fully in the moment and enjoying it, and we're well rested. So
just shout out to all these content kings and queens. My utmost respect. I just don't have it in me. I really don't. And I enjoy all your content. So
yeah,
thank
it's
you
impressive
for providing it for us. But yeah, like Rachel said, we had such a fun time and have a lot of thoughts and stories to tell. But let's catch up and see if there's anything else in the K-pop world we would like to discuss. I before we started recording was just telling Rachel about the things I've been enjoying on social media, which include but are not limited to the BTS 1 minute live of them on the beach in LA, which was just so cutie. And seeing them all in one frame is still so shocking.
Yeah, it's crazy they've been there for so long. I'm so curious what they're up to.
They have to be cooking up something.
I know they're recording, they're getting some content, but give us a sneak peek.
I know.
Give us something.
Yeah, leave us something. The other thing that just happened on social media was a little BTS and by BTS I mean behind the scenes, not the Boy Scouts. That 17 was rehearsing for tour. It looked to be they were in their practice room and they did a live, and Sungkwon also posted some photos. And that's cute and exciting to see because, oh, wait, that's actual news we should share too, is we got tickets to 17. Of course, our ultimate group.
Yes.
We
are so excited. That will be our third time seeing them, excluding Whewwww, who we saw at KCON.
Wait, we're really racking up the numbers. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lindsay is our ticketing queen. She was on a flight. I was busy. We were okay, neither one of us can get tickets. And she somehow pulled through and got the tickets.
This is kind of the prime example of how light LITE fans we are of K-pop, because we're just dumb all the time. And Rachel, I didn't even realize she was still a member of the fan club, so we could have gotten the pre-sale and just didn't even think about doing that, which completely
I had to get the Carrot membership fan club thing to get the tickets last year that we got. So I just still had my little fan club thing from last year, and it actually expired 2 days after the pre-sale went on. So I literally could have had them for pre-sale, and I was doing nothing that day, literally dinking around doing nothing. And then the day that the general tickets went on sale, I was busy, and so I texted Lindsay and I was like, shoot, I didn't even know that the pre-sale was happening. I could have gotten them, and then I didn't. And then she was like, well, I'm on a flight. And I was like, well, I'm busy.
Just a couple of K-pop idiots. Literally. Hey, but we got the ticks, and I think it's going to be good. Apparently, the tagline of the Moody Theater, which is where the concert is that, every seat's a good seat. Or it's a new it's newly built, and I think they designed it to just be very good, optimal for concerts, which is cool.
I saw Harry Styles there a few years ago, and we were in the very top section, and it was a great
amazing
seat. So that tagline checks out.
Okay, great.
Yeah, still felt like pretty close to him. So I think it should be good because you got like the first row with the 100.
Yeah, it's like the lower level. I think for pre-sale, that's when you can get the VIP and like floor tickets, but I never really have high hopes that we're doing that anyway, so I think we came out fine. It always is like so stress inducing for no reason though. Like it feels like my life is depending on it, even though it's really not, and there's still so many tickets available at the moment.
Yeah, and we got tickets for the first night, which is what happened when we saw them last year. We only got tickets in advance for the first night, and then while we were driving to the concert on the first night, we were like, I mean, what are your thoughts on seeing them tomorrow too? And we just got tickets for the next night. So TBD, we might go.
It's likely to happen.
We'll see what the vibes are.
We don't really plan in advance. We go off the vibes, so we'll have to see what the vibes bring.
I'm so sad that we'll be missing 4 members, but I'm gonna miss all of them. But I'm really feeling like I'm gonna miss Hoshi's stage presence. I just really feel like it's not gonna be the same without Hoshi.
It's not.
He just brings an energy that is unlike anything else. So he will be missed dearly by me.
And he's one of our favorites in the group, and we love him to death. But especially in like a live concert scenario, he is the biggest performer. He has a huge personality. Like, he's talking a lot, he's interacting a lot, he's doing the harangue. Like, for him not to be at the concert is a huge hit to the morale.
pretty heartbreaking. Still gonna be so fun though.
We'll miss those 4 dearly, and still have never seen Junghan in the flesh, and I can't wait till that day.
Yeah, I forgot he wasn't there. He's been gone for a while.
He's putting his time in the military. Yeah.
Dang.
Speaking of concerts, another thing I wanted to discuss and get your opinion on is all these news reports, or it's not even news reports, because you can go on and look on Ticketmaster and see that all these K-pop tours that are happening this fall, which there's actually like 20, there's lots of seats left for all of them, and they don't seem to be selling all of that well. And I think there's multiple factors here. Like, maybe some people are getting booked at venues they shouldn't be getting booked at. Like, they should have smaller venues. But I think it goes back to how we were speaking last time of kind of the fatigue right now. And probably a lot of people feel like us and can't keep up. And also financially, you can't just like go pay $300 to 10 concerts in, one season. So it's like there's just a lot going on, like too much at one time. And I don't think it's a lack of fans. Like, I think all these groups have more than enough fans. It's just like the accessibility of it, or like they're being spread thin across the K-pop industry maybe.
Yeah, I feel like most K-pop fans just love the music and want to go to concerts. And like when you went to 82 Major, there was some girls next to you who weren't really big fans, but they were like, we just wanted to come to a K-pop concert. Like, we don't really know this group, but was excited a K-pop concert was in town, and I just wanted to go. And I feel like that's a pretty normal thing for someone who listens to K-pop, is they just want to go to a concert. And for people like that, like who love K-pop music and just want to go to concerts, and doesn't really matter who it is, like you're a multi-stan, you want to see all these groups, you're being forced to really pick and choose which ones you go to, because there's so many. It's not like there's not like one or two that's coming to town and you're like, awesome, I'll just go to both. It's like, no, you have like 20 options. You can't go to 20 concerts unless you can afford that, which is, tickets are so crazy now. So I think people are having to really choose who they're going to see, and they'll only go see like their old group or their second favorite group, and they're really being choosy because they just can't go to that many, like money, time. There's so many factors. So I think they're not selling well just because they have so much competition and people have to choose. Like, you know, I love NHYPEN as well, but I would rather go to 17, so I have to choose to spend money on going to 17. Even though NHYPEN was just here, like, you really just have to pick and choose, and it's leading to all these groups not selling tickets, which I feel like is going to have negative implications long term for them, you know?
That's such a good point. I feel like it's harder to go to these things casually. Because, like, in college, I would go to concerts all the time of, like, people I wasn't a huge fan of or didn't know much about, but it's, like, $20-$30, like, easy, fun night. But now it's, like, you have to figure out all of these ticketing sites and then travel, because most of these groups only come to, like, the 5 biggest cities in the U.S. So you have all of those costs and effort and energy. Are you taking off work? And then even the nosebleeds are $200. So... like you're saying, I feel like most people that really love a group are going to invest, you know, over $500 to go to the one concert they really want to go to. And just not that they don't want to go to other concerts, but like that's just not possible. So it's just interesting to see and sad to see, because I want like all of these tours to sell out and for the artists to have a good time touring in the US.
Yeah. I saw a video on Instagram. It was like ATEEZ and TXT, who in my eyes are like humongous groups with humongous fan bases. I saw something that was talking about how both of those concerts aren't selling well. And I was like, what?
TXT like, not selling well is actually insane. In my mind, they're one of the biggest groups.
Yeah, and ATEEZ as well. Like, I mean, they have so many fans, and again, a group I would love to see in concert, but I'm like, I also saw the Rose, and I'm seeing 17, and we went to KCON, and so I'm like, I don't want to see them that badly, because I have these other groups that I want to see and have seen. So yeah, it's an interesting phenomenon. I don't think there's ever been this many groups touring at one time. So I'm interested to see kind of what happens next. I hope they drop ticket prices is the outcome I hope.
That's what I would love. Give me a VIP for $100.
Yeah.
One of our sweet Instagram followers DM'd us about the 17 tour and about tickets. And I think she just like assumed that we would have gotten like sound check or floor or something. And I was like, oh, we've actually never had either to anything in our lives. We aspire to that. It's one of our long-term goals.
I know. And we did get a little sneak peek of what it is like to be that close to a K-pop idol when we went to KCON.
Oh my gosh.
We were about 10 feet away from Kiho from P1 Harmony and a couple of the other P1 Harmony people. Ji-young.
And Talk came over
others.
for a hot second.
And it was an out-of-body experience.
Like I kind of understand it now. I always felt like people were being dramatic. But I was like actually just in shock. I was like trying to see their pores. I was like just really trying to study them. Kiho was just...
they are ethereal human beings.
Literally. It is crazy to see them that up close and personal. That was one of the highlights of the weekend for me. And I think it was mainly the fact that it was just very random. We weren't planning on seeing them, but how KCON is set up is there's like a bunch of booths, and throughout the day different idols like have collaborations with them or something of the sort, and so they'll just come to the booth. But we hadn't seen any of those. We weren't seeking them out. We didn't see any other idols out and about, and just happened to be walking by, and P1 Harmony was there face to face with us.
It was incredible.
It really was.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was the closest we've been, like I said. And it was quite a rush. Not even gonna lie.
Got me a little bit. I was kind of tearing up, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I love him so much. It was more just like, whoa, like shock.
The shock, and excitement.
Yeah. And joy of it. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. Okay, should we get into KCON like from the beginning, or how should we tackle this? There's so many pieces of the puzzle to put together.
Yeah. I think we just chat through it, like from beginning to end.
Okay. What a long heck of a weekend.
Before we get into it, I feel like, just to set the scene, KCON is like the chaos and confusion of like a K-pop concert, but like times 100. Like, you know how there's always like issues getting into the place to see the concert, and like this summer I feel like there was been so many tours where people were like, I'm still outside, the concert started. Just chaos and like nobody telling you where to go. KCON was exactly like that. I don't know why I expected anything else.
I will say I think it is well run in a lot of ways, and the staff is great in a lot of ways, but there was still some confusion on like, what line is this? Where do I need to go for this? Rachel just alluded to the lines and kind of directions and timing of things. So I would say overall it was a well-run event, but we were not expecting the lines. And that also is on us because we did minimal research. But we showed up Friday, and to get in, you had to stand in a long line that was outside in the sun. I was not expecting to be in the greater outdoors that day. So we were kind of hot. We were kind of getting sunburn.
Yeah, and we had to wait in that line for at least an hour. Just getting absolutely roasted. We did, on our first day, as we were walking into KCON, we ran into the K-pop cowboy, which was so
another
fun.
one of my favorite moments of the weekend. I literally that day before we went, I said, Rachel, do you think there'll be influencers there? I feel like Lulu Boy, which is K-pop cowboy, that's his handle, is going to be there. We literally took our few first steps towards getting to the door of the facility and saw him in the street filming a video with his cowboy hat on.
Fully decked out, yep. And Lindsay was like, we have to go say hi. And so we walked over, and he actually ended up asking Lindsay if she could film the video he was filming with some other K-pop fans. And she did a fantastic job. It's on his Instagram. Go check it out. But then we started chatting with him, and he's so nice. And found out that he's Korean, from Korea, but he actually went to college at UT, Texas. So that's where the K-pop cowboy thing started, was him on campus introducing K-pop to people. And so that's how K-pop cowboy came to be, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he was so friendly and so nice, and just a wonderful start to our KCON experience.
He is so energetic too, like it exudes from him naturally. And I was pleasantly surprised at just how genuine it felt. And he talked to us for like several minutes. Like it was like a solid combo. And just absolutely love him. If you follow his page, please know that he is that nice in real life as well. He was fantastic. So that was kind of our high, and then we immediately went to sit in a line for a couple two hours. So, and like we said, we were outside in a line, and we like weren't really sure where it was going to for a while. We just had to keep like clarifying with people around us that we were in the correct space, and then we were finally getting inside. Turns out it's a whole other line inside the building as well.
Yep, from an outside line to an inside line. That at least had air conditioning, so we were no longer being burned alive outside. But then once we got in, there was lines to all of the booths and food and everything.
Just a lot of people. And apparently it was sold out. Like they sold out the passes to the festival part during the day. When we finally got our wristband on, the pearly gates open, and I immediately am summoned by a huge photo of 17 that has caught my attention. I physically run over there because that was just a beautiful welcome to this event to me. Just kind of after sweating in the hot sun, just see that reprieve, just those angelic faces. So I ran that way, and it turns out BBGO, the food company, was one of like the biggest sponsors, and 17 is their ambassador. So we were thrilled to see this huge booth that had all of these photos and videos, etc. of the 17 boys. The other big activations from sponsors there were all of Young and just, I guess, a bunch of other Korean beauty.
A lot of K-beauty. Mm-hmm.
And those are really cool and fun to see, but Rachel and I weren't really passionate about waiting in all the lines for them.
Because you got a lot of free stuff if you waited in line and did, XYZ, whether that was follow them on social media or sign up for their email list or, enter this giveaway by giving them your information. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on, but you had to wait in all these lines, and I am just a very impatient person. I do not like lines.
Yeah.
So that was not personally calling to me. But yeah, we just kind of wandered around. They had food outside, lots of food trucks. We had some really good bulgogi beef, which was delish.
Yeah, there was a lot to see and check out, and we were trying to kind of get a lay of the land on that first day. The food was really good. I will say, I think it was $28 per person for kind of a small portion. So if you are going to KCON, maybe, actually, I don't even know if you can bring food in, but maybe leave the venue for food, potentially as well.
Yeah, it was expensive.
It was expensive. And that's why everyone was supplementing with the free things from the booths, I guess. They were trying to get their money's worth. It was probably some of the best people watching in my entire life. I absolutely loved that part of it. And it was a new experience for us because we've never been to like a K-pop event necessarily. We've just been to concerts for a specific group. So this was so fun to see a variety of fans, a variety of people. There was tons of staff from Korea there too. Like, it was just an interesting mix of people, and everyone was repping like the groups or idols they love, and that was really fun to see. And we were like scoping out, like, because we had some freebies too, so we were scoping out like, oh, who maybe would want our NCT freebie, and seeing the different outfits and learning about different groups that we don't know about. That was something I really enjoyed too.
Yeah, that was really fun. And I enjoyed like meeting all the different fans, and like you said, they were all decked out. If they were P1 Harmony fans, they wore P1 Harmony shirts or shirts that said Duh, which is one of their recent singles. And so you could kind of tell who was fans of who. So that was fun to connect with some of the other fans that we share, same favorite groups and stuff. And I was really vibing with the NCT girlies. I've never met any other NCT fans, in citizens, if you will. I learned how to say that fan name from our earlier episode where we talked about fan names. I learned it's in citizen. So that was really fun to like talk to them. We had, like Lindsay said, some freebies, so we started chatting with some NCT fans, and they were great.
I feel like we fit in with them. I feel tied to them. Yeah, that was really fun because we've never been to an NCT concert of any of the NCT groups before, and we also learned a lot about ZEROBASEONE, which
many ZEROBASEONE fans.
Like they had the biggest representation of fans of all days, any day. So many ZEROBASEONE fans, so many light sticks for ZEROBASEONE. And we just weren't expecting that because we personally just don't know much about them and aren't fans of them. So we didn't know that the power that they have and kind of the fan culture they've built. I think we've come to learn that they do a lot of fan service and like really dedicate time and energy to the fans. So they've cultivated this really passionate fan base.
Yeah. And we didn't understand like why there were so many of them there. We were like, are they that big? Are they that popular? And we came to find out that it's because ZEROBASEONE is actually going to be disbanding, I think, soon. They were a temporary group, and I'm not sure how many years they were together, 2, 3, I think, but their time is up. And so I think this is kind of one of the last big things that they're doing. And so their fans really came and showed up and showed out.
They truly did.
They were everywhere. We met several girls who said that ZEROBASEONE was their old group. And I just thought that was so sad, because they're a temporary group and they were always going to disband. So I was like, oh no, how do you feel? Like, what's going to happen when they disband? And they were kind of distraught and sad. So it's kind of crazy that they have so many fans and they're going to, unfortunately, I think, disband soon.
And they performed 2 days at the festival, so I do feel like those fans came and were like able to get their fill of them, because it might be one of their last chances to see them.
So for anyone who maybe has heard of KCON but has never been, kind of the way it's set up is they have festival grounds during the day and then the concerts at night. And at the festival grounds, they have several different stages set up. A couple for performances, and then there's a couple that are more talking, playing games, panels where they kind of talked to different groups or different people in the industry. So you can kind of pick and choose and make it what you want. And we didn't have a set plan, but we just showed up and kind of were checking out all the different stages. We saw some new groups who were on the smaller ones who were, just interacting with the fans, introducing themselves. And then Lindsay on the first day really wanted to go see this choreographer who she really likes, who they were doing a whole panel on K-pop dancing and choreography. And that honestly was one of the most interesting parts of the weekend for me. I don't know anything about dancing and I am a terrible dancer, but it was so interesting to hear them talk about the process and the groups that they've choreographed for and how it kind of works from them coming up with the choreography and then sharing it with the group and the company and the tweaks and the back and forth. And it was so fascinating. And I'm really glad that you wanted to go to that because I don't think I would have known to go to that or chosen to go to that. But that was super, super cool.
The two on the panel that I'm familiar with are Brian Puspos and Keone Madrid. And then they had another girl who's recently done a lot of Dancing with Cat's Eye. And she was super cool too. And it was kind of a Q&A interview, very chill. And I just loved the insight that they brought and all the things that we were able to learn. And at least for me, that's the type of stuff I'm really interested in and love learning about. So I would love for the event to include more things like that, whether it's people working in the industry or just different people or professionals or I don't know, just things you can learn, or maybe it's like an interactive lesson or session or workshop. I just thought that was really cool and makes it feel more like convention-y, conference-y to me. Because I don't know, I feel like we both are like interested in the industry and deeper things like that and how things work than just like going to go see someone do aegyo for 5 seconds. So that was like really feeding, I feel like, our type of interests.
Yeah, for sure. And I think they had a few other panels like that. There was one I know on like makeup and styling, I think, which was really cool. We didn't get to see that one, but I think that was an option. And yeah, I think they should lean into that more because it was absolutely fascinating to talk to the people who are actually in the industry working with the idols and just to hear about just like how it works, the backstage behind the scenes of bringing this choreography that you see in a music video, in, the music shows in Korea. Like, these guys are the brainchild of it, and it goes through so many steps and processes before it's ready for the group. And it was so interesting. So loved that. That was great. In comparison, Lindsay mentioned it, the other small stage that we caught the first day was 82 Major kind of doing some aegyo, doing some cute poses, and kind of nothing else.
Which, love that. People love that. I was like hoping for more of them like performing, but I think specific stages were designed for specific activities, and that stage's activity was kind of just like being cute and fun.
We also saw a group called Full Circle Boys, who are not K-pop, but they were there. And I think the reason they were there is one of the people who's working on that group is one of these choreographers. Lindsay would know.
Yeah, so I feel like because we went to that choreographer talk, we ended up being introduced to these wonderful boys. Because Keone, who was on the panel, I think is choreographing for this new group Rachel is speaking of.
Yeah, they are all American, right?
Yeah.
I know a few of them started out as dancers and knew each other from dancing, and then I'm not really sure how the other ones kind of got brought into the group, but they were all really solid dancers. The song that they sang, actually, one of them sounded pretty catchy. I was kind of feeling one of them. Visually, as a group, not my favorite. It's a little strange.
You know what it also might be is we saw them very up close.
Very
maybe
up
too close. Like we were getting winks and stuff that I was not completely comfortable with.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they also were just, I didn't like the way they were styled as well. There was one boy in particular who looked like he was about to go play golf at a country club, which wasn't the vibe for me or the rest of the group, really.
Yeah.
But they were great dancers.
Super good. Great performers.
They're like pretty new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they have potential for sure. But it was interesting to see this group that is not K-pop at all performing at KCON. I thought that was kind of funny.
But yeah, I'm very glad we happened upon that as well.
It was entertaining.
And again, no one was there. I feel like a lot of these girls at this festival could have like been in love with those men, and they just chose not to join that performance. And you know what? The choreographer talk really brought us a lot because that's how we saw P1 Harmony too. We would have not been there at that moment had we not been
true. We were on our way to this talk when we saw P1 Harmony. So chain reaction.
Good things happen when you follow your heart, man. I mean, I saw Kehoe's 100-watt smile up close and personal because of Brian Puspos. So, butterfly effect, y'all. So after we saw the Full Circle Boys, we headed on back to our car to sit in the AC and kind of recline those chairs for a good bit.
As were several other people. That was a popular idea. And we were just kind of prepping for some of the artists we were about to see. So we were listening to some NCT and some Mark and just kind of getting hyped for the concert part of the evening.
And the concert is at the Staples Center, or I guess now it's Crypto Arena, but it is literally connected to the convention center, which was super convenient. And the parking was actually super convenient too. There's a big parking garage next to it. So like Rachel said, a lot of K-pop peeps were just kind of chilling in their cars for a bit before getting in line to get into the arena. And getting into the arena was pretty much a breeze. I don't have many complaints there. I feel like that was super well run. The line kept moving, and I don't think anyone was like stuck out there while the concert started, you know? There was none of that going on.
Yeah, the lines were extraordinarily long, but they were moving. So really no complaints there. And we, got to hand out freebies and talk to fans kind of also in line. So that was a pretty good experience. And then once you were in, also great experience. Super easy to navigate. And we went to the concert part of KCON on the night of night 1 and the night of night 3. And we had 2 different views each time. Lindsay got the tickets, and she got tickets in different parts of the arena, so we could kind of get different views. My favorite view was night 1. I thought it was really
Me too.
good.
Yeah, I would only do that view moving forward. Because basically the stage, you can see it 360, but they only face the bowls when they perform. And I had done some research and figured out the bowl that we sat in, which was like the main side, like where they're usually facing, and when the hosts come to speak or there's like some other special thing happening, they're facing that side. And it's all filmed for Mnet, like the show. So there was tons of cameras, and I agree, I liked having that kind of head-on view.
Yeah, and we were pretty close. I mean, we had great seats. We were in the kind of the first section, so I felt like we could see everyone's face pretty well. Yeah. So going into night 1, the act that we both were most excited to see was NCT, and they kind of kicked things off night 1. We were not expecting this. We thought that NCT would be the last group that performed, and so we were just like not ready, and they brought them out first thing.
It was right after the openers. There's like a few little openers, and then all of a sudden the screen says NCT 127, and it gets loud as heck, and it's rumbling in there, and we freaked out. It was crazy.
It was so incredible. And they sang Kick It, which we again were not expecting, and it was just like a little preview, I guess, to get people excited.
I feel like maybe this is what they do all the time at KCON, and we just were oblivious, because they did do that again the next night as well, where they had like a later act do one song in the beginning too. But us as newbies, we had absolutely no idea what was going on, and that was so thrilling. And that was a huge takeaway for me of the whole event in itself, is you don't know the lineup, you don't know what song they're singing, you don't know who's coming out when. And so it was all like very new, and we were just like screaming and excited the whole time because you didn't know what was coming next. Where if you go to 17 concert, you've already seen the set list of other places, and you know all their songs and know what to expect. So being surprised was really fun.
Yeah, it was surreal. And we both had been wanting to see NCT for a while. We kind of recently got into them and just adore them. And so that was just, it was incredible.
It really was. My note that I had on my notes app was NCT 127 preview was a shock to the system. Like, it really took us by surprise. Another really thing that happened, maybe right before that, was 82 Major performed. And
yes,
as you guys know, I went to their concert recently. I feel like a proud mother whenever I see them. And to see them on that stage killing it brought me so much joy. Rachel got to see them for the first time and was, I think, impressed by their talent. And so that was a really joyful moment as well.
My note for them is that they are phenomenal and incredibly underrated. Like,
you tell them.
They performed along with some other smaller, newer K-pop acts, but they were by far and away so much better than literally everyone, like the openers. And I was like, they should be on the main stage with the main groups. They were so good. The performance level was top tier. The dancing, incredible. No weak links.
Yeah, they looked
so high
cool.
energy. They looked great. Their outfits were great. I was like, put them in with, lump them in with NCT. Like, they are so good. So if you haven't checked them out because, I mean, they're a great group.
Yeah, I, of course, had to get on my feet, fully dance with them. There was another girl that we had seen in line that had a 82 Major headband that was so cute on, and she ended up being kind of near us, and we could see her going crazy. So it seems like there's some passionate fans out there, which I love to see, and hopefully more people got introduced to them over the weekend, because I feel like they were one of the smaller groups that KCON was like really trying to push and support.
Yeah, they were great. I really enjoyed that performance. The other thing that I had on my list to revisit was our girl, Lee Young-ji.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, what a freaking queen. She has the voice of an angel, the personality of your best friend and comedian. So friendly, so warm, so cool. we already were fans of her, but then seeing her in concert, seeing her talk, we were like, we're obsessed with her.
She's everything.
She's everything. And she was wearing the coolest outfit too, like long skirt. She looked classy and beautiful, sang beautifully. And then, do you want to talk about the dance?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So she does her performance, which, as Rachel said, she does amazing. She just knows how to interact and like control a crowd and perform. It was just very natural. Again, like we just want to be her best friend, okay? And then turns out she prepared a special stage of tutting, the dance style, which is extremely difficult and impressive. I didn't even know she was a dancer, honestly. She came out and did a tutting routine with a member of ZEROBASEONE named Hanbin, and they did this like dance routine together. You must go watch it on YouTube immediately. It was so good. And if we didn't already love her enough, we were taken aback by this newfound skill.
Yeah. She was so good.
She
One
is
of our
so
favorite
good.
people in the entire K-pop industry. I just want to be her friend.
For sure. She truly is one of my faves. And she sang Small Girl, which I love that song so much. I was up and moving and grooving. She sounded so good. And her English is really great too. And she just has such a bubbly personality. And another thing I wanted to bring up about KCON as a whole was the scripts and like the scripts the idols had to read from the whole time. And she just like was not following the script, or if she was, she was like really improving it and not making it seem like she was following a script. And she just really felt the most natural, the most genuine, like she was having the most fun out of really anyone the whole weekend.
Yeah. She is a born performer. She just looked like she was having so much fun up there.
Yeah.
And you can feel that as an audience member, like when someone's comfortable and confident and just having a good time, it makes you have a good time.
For sure. Speaking of the hosting and all of that, there was some surprise hosts or like special hosts, some Squid Game actors that came out for about 30 seconds each, which was fun. And also just like I was telling Rachel, it's funny to me that they like flew out here and came to this just to speak for 30 seconds, but like get your props, like have your moment. I love that for them. And another thing Rachel and I picked up on really quickly with the hosts is the phrase "Let's KCON." They tend to kind of chant that every 5 to 10 seconds throughout the evening, which we don't love a call and response in that way. So we were enjoying it from like a this is funny POV, and enjoyed that very much so.
Yeah, I know. I think they kind of encouraged all of the acts to maybe say that at the end of their performance as well. But the 2 or 3 that didn't say that were Lee Young-ji, Mark, and NCT. And we were like, our homies. Our homies. They know we don't want to say that.
Like, the host or idol says let's, and then the crowd is supposed to say KCON.
KCON.
And this is kind of a side tangent. I'm curious if you agree with me on this, but I don't like stuff like that in general. I don't even like when an artist is like, I can't hear you, or is like, louder. I feel like I'm in first grade. Like, I really hate all of that. I'm cheering for you. Like, I love them, like, prompting us to cheer, but I don't like that I can't hear you, or you can go louder than that. I really don't like that. I feel like I'm in elementary, and it makes me cringe out internally.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And I never go louder. I actually just stop speaking. I shut down. So that's my rant on kind of the chanting. And that's just like in concert etiquette in general. The call and response or like teasing us that we're not loud, I could do without personally. Personal preference. Our other favorite performance of KCON Day 1 was, of course, Mark Lee. Back again. With a testament.
He surpassed all of my expectations, blew them
Hallelujah.
out of the water. We are huge Mark fans. We think he is absolutely incredible. And we were so excited for his performance. And, of course, it was absolutely the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Words are not doing it justice. I don't even know how to express how I feel. It was absolutely fantastic. Could not love and respect this man more. He has to be one of like the best talents, personalities, just people in K-pop. We were speaking to some friends over the weekend, and they also said that like if you're a Mark hater, like you're just not a K-pop fan. Like he is the epitome of just solid, incredible K-pop, and just like represents all things that are good. Rachel and I were just, it was euphoric. We were just living our best life, dancing with Mark. He is an incredible performer. Your eye is immediately drawn to him. His voice cuts through. He sang Righteous, which we were not expecting. Well, this is the thing. We didn't even know if he was singing more than one song, and we got 3 from him, which was exhilarating. Hey Chan came out for 82%, which is one of my current favorite songs.
So good.
I cannot stop singing it. I was singing it all weekend. I get like a vocal stem in my head, and I just have to repeat it until it's out. And that was kind of one of my
Which part are you singing?
Drama fiction.
Yeah.
I love that part. And Hey Chan's voice for me is really fun to imitate. Like he has like a very specific like tone. So I love doing drama fiction. So they absolutely slayed it. And then Mark played 1999, which might have been like one of my favorite songs hearing it live ever. It was just such a good song live. So fun. The arena. I loved it. And I think overall the energy at the arena was better night one, or maybe it's just where we were sitting. I just like felt it more, and it was magical.
Yeah, well our whole section was up and dancing, whereas I think the other night we were there was some reluctant standers.
Yeah.
And it's just a different vibe when everyone's up and dancing and having a good time. So
Totally.
people were feeling Mark, and they were feeling NCT, which I feel like other groups got this same treatment, but it just didn't hit the same as NCT. Like when they came out, they were all backlit, and the mega screen cut to each of their faces with like a very dramatic kind of song playing, and it was kind of iconic.
No, it truly was. It was very impactful and dramatic. And like we said, we did not know what to expect. We don't know how many songs they're going to play. We've never been to a KCON before. We don't know how it's set up. So they kept playing song after song after song, and we were losing our mind because they played like 6 songs. And we all songs that we love, and we were just living for it.
It was so fun. Like, they are such good performers. Again, to see Mark, we love him. To see our boy Johnny, also incredible. Hey Chan, like it was just so fun to see them. Like after becoming a fan and listening to their music and finally getting to see them in concert, they were so good.
Rachel was really loving Do Young's voice. Every time he was belting it out, she said, "Oh, he really can sing."
I know. I just am so enthralled by Mark that I really, everyone else kind of fades into the background a little bit, but Do Young was very impressive. I was blown away by his vocals for sure.
Another person that blew me away was Jaehyun when they put him on the screen for about 2 seconds. The stadium lost their mind. Jaehyun, a member who was in the military, they put him on this, like a video, obviously, of him singing Lemonade from the song Lemonade. And it was so random because there was no other visual elements ever put on the screen besides just like the live feed the entire time. And then it was just Jaehyun's face with him saying Lemonade. And that was exhilarating.
Yeah. The people went wild for Jaehyun. I think
Truly.
I think he is dearly missed.
Dearly. And then Johnny sang happy birthday to Mark, or he led the song everyone sang. So that was fun. It was Mark's B-Day. Fact Checked was amazing. That was the first dream stage of KCON, which is where fans are able to audition to perform on stage. And for Friday night of KCON, the song they were dancing to was Fact Check, so they came out for that.
I feel really glad for everybody who got to be a part of that, because when else are you going to get to be, 5 feet away from a K-pop idol dancing with them?
That
is
is so fun. That is just a cool thing that KCON does, like, and that they're known for, is like doing that program, which is cool. Any other day one thoughts or things to process?
I think the only other 2 notes that I had, which, I mean, this is applicable to day 1 and day 3 when we went, but I really enjoyed the flow of the concert, and there was no pauses, no waiting in between. Once people started coming on, they were pretty much moving on to the next group, and they had these really great hype up videos. You commented on it, and I thought that was a great point, and I agreed. They played like a hype up video before everyone came out, and it really did get us excited. They kind of gave them some quick facts of like, they've won this many awards, they've been around for this long, this is kind of how they're shaking up the K-pop industry by doing XYZ. So it was helpful for the groups that we don't know to kind of be introduced to what they're doing. So that was cool. They did a good job with that.
Yeah, I agree. It was super well run, and I mean, I think they've been doing this for years in several countries, so they must have like their formula down. But it was interesting to see how it all played out, and especially the second night that we went, we could see the staff like corralling the idols and like queuing things up, and so just to see how like the machine was working was really interesting and cool, and they did an amazing job. And I feel like those hype up videos, again, it immediately started after one act ended, and then it gave them like that 1 minute for the next group to like get in position or whatever. So I totally agree. The flow was awesome. I was worried that the concert would feel short if everyone was only playing a couple songs, but it really did feel like a really satisfying evening of performances, and it wasn't lacking in any way, I don't think.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we said before, we did not attend KCON on day 2, which is the Saturday. We had a fun day in LA. It was amazing. And we honestly needed that time off. Like, in hindsight, I don't know if we would have survived. Also, hindsight, I don't think, if someone's listening to this and thinking about going to KCON, I don't think you need to go to the festival grounds more than one day unless you want to see something specific. Because there are concerts on a stage called the Artist Stage, and so like if you're wanting to see someone there that's performing, maybe I would understand going to that, but the booths and the food and the stores were all the same, so I think we would have been fine with just going one day, though I had fun on both.
Yeah, you did want to see P1 Harmony though, who was performing on one of the stages on day 3, so we kind of slept in on day 3, and we only wanted to go early enough to get in and see P1 Harmony, so it was a lot more chill on the last day that we went. It was kind of bebopping around, taking our time, and then making sure that we got there before P1 Harmony took the stage.
Our vibe definitely was different because we didn't really need to like go see the booths or get in line for anything, and we kind of already knew where everything was. And I wanted to see P1 Harmony. I'm so glad we did. I love them, and that performance was really fun. I think they sang like 4 of their own songs and then did 2 covers, which I'm not sure if people usually do covers on that stage, like if that's like a common thing, but they did. And they sounded really good, and we could get like semi-close as well, which I think that stage is fun because it's significantly smaller than like the arena stage you see them at night. So a new fun opportunity. We had room for dancing and such, and it was easy to get in and out of.
Yeah, they're so good. I know you're a pretty big fan of theirs. I think you know them quite a bit better than I do, but I know their most popular songs. And seeing them like perform, I haven't really watched any of their performance videos or music shows or anything, but they are so good. Another group that I think if they had the money and resources of like one of the big companies would be absolutely huge. I know they're at a smaller company, probably inhibits them a little bit, but I think they are so underrated. I think they are so good.
I think too, they have a lot of hit songs for being a smaller group, if that makes sense. So I think that's impressive too, for like being from a small company, having lots of songs cut through where they're like pretty widely known while you're still like a pretty new small group.
Yeah, that's true. I can think of so many off the top of my head just because their music is fire. It's so good.
So good. And I love their performance too.
Their performance is great. And again, they looked great dancing. Even one of the members that I like didn't think I enjoyed that much, I was like, whoa, he's so talented.
Yeah.
So I think seeing a group perform can really change your perception of them because I just feel like if you see them perform live and you see their personality, you see how they kind of hold themselves and carry themselves and interact with people, like totally changes how you view them. Not that I didn't like them. I loved People in Harmony, but I have newfound respect for them.
Yeah.
And
naturally.
Yeah, a newfound admiration for all of the members. So they were great.
I think we were also able to see their skills a little bit more because they kind of did like a talent show portion where Seoul did a freestyle dance. Jiyoung sang Baby for like a hot second. Like you saw Kiho cover a song. So
that was fun.
Yeah, I feel like it was a good showing they did where they kind of showed a wide variety of skills and like their vibes. So love them. And I didn't have any other notes for the festival itself besides that we happened upon the random dance play happening.
That was super fun to watch.
So fun. And if we were to go back, I would like purposely go to more of those events to watch that happen because I found it so interesting and like anxiety inducing.
Yeah. Which if you're not familiar and you don't know what a random dance play is, it's where they play a song and there's a bunch of people standing on the outside of a dance floor, and if you know the song, you run into the middle and start dancing the song. So they were hosting this at KCON and it was a competition. So I'm not sure how it worked, if it was just volunteer or if you had to sign up or something, but there was in the beginning a ton of people, and then slowly as the song came on, if you didn't know it or if you were dancing incorrect choreography, you were asked to leave and step out of the competition. And so slowly, song by song, people were being eliminated until there was one remaining who could do all of the dances and confidently knew the choreo. So it was so fun to watch and so impressive that
I do not
these
understand.
fans know the choreography for so many songs. It was crazy.
It was truly so impressive, and I think dancers have to be like some of the smartest people on the planet, or their brain works differently. The fact that they're able to learn all of these, which first of all takes so much time and energy, and then able to remember and retain them is absurd. And this competition, we got there after it had been going on for a while already. Like, they were already dripping sweat and stuff. They were playing very obscure songs Rachel and I had never heard of, like older songs. And they're just expected to just immediately go into the dance. Then they play a newer song. Then at one point they played Maestro of 17. And they were like, we're going through the dance break. And just expected them to do. They literally did probably 2 minutes of that song with the dance break, with all of the footwork. So they're just like pinging and ponging through all of these crazy songs. They don't have a break. They're just like dancing full out. It was a marvel to see.
Yeah. Those people are so talented. And not only were they doing the choreo, but they were doing it well. Like,
yeah,
they were dancing their hearts out
and performing.
So yeah, shout out to the person that won that, and all the runner-ups. I mean, they just they killed it. That was so fun to watch.
We were amazed, and our utmost respect to people that have talents that we do not have.
Girl, you can dance.
Not like that. And I think that gives me way more respect for them, because if I try to learn like the Whewwww little like trend dance, that takes me like multiple hours and I forget it the next day.
Immediately.
The fact that they're able to retain all of these dances and perform them at such a high level does not compute for me personally. So incredible.
After watching that, we kind of once again made our way back to the car and
little R&R.
Reclined, got some R&R, little rest until the concert. And then same thing, went to the Staples Center. I would say this night 3, had a lot less people I was excited for, but we needed to go night 3 because of Hoshi and Woozy.
Of course.
You know, we knew they were going to be the last to perform, so we didn't really know what to expect. I feel like for day 3, there was a lot more groups we were unfamiliar with and some solo acts as well that we didn't really know. So it was definitely more like learning and hearing new stuff, I would say, day 3. Did you have any anyone you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I feel like as a whole, our energy was lower that day. I think because we weren't that excited for many of the groups, and also we were just like actually physically tired. So our energy was not there. And in our section, it was not like a standing friendly section. So I think that really contributed to our energy as well. So we stood up from time to time. And then when Hoshi and Woozy performed, obviously we were going full out. Before I talk about who I liked that day, I also want to kind of just give background on the lore of like the conspiracy around Hoshi and Woozy's performance, because the day before they performed, S-Coups from 17 flew in to LAX, Los Angeles. And so obviously the fandom's going crazy. Like, why is he in LA? Is he going to make a special appearance? Mingyu was also in LA, so people are speculating like what's going on. Is this for Mingyu and S-Coups to do like work for their subunit? Are they going to attend KCON, etc.? We were like excited but trying not to get our hopes up. And spoiler alert, nothing happened. But that was kind of just like a fun thing to like theorize for a minute, you know? Like just having not our hopes up, but just having like this glimmer of like, ooh, something cool.
Oh, my hopes were so up. I was fully convinced we were getting cheers with the leaders, with S-Coups, Woozy, and Hoshi, and my hopes were fully up. They were so up, and I
for 5 years
was crushed because I will say that song live before I die. I need to, and as well as Hot. We never got Cheers or Hot at any of the 17 concerts that we've seen, so I was really hoping for Cheers, and I was convinced it was going to happen, and it did not happen. So
and Cheers didn't even happen without S-Coups, actually. Well, we'll get into the Hoshi Woozy of it all, but that was something on our minds throughout the evening. And also, the set list was leaked online the day of the concert, or like when the concert started. So the fellas in front of us were looking at it on their phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I see that? Like, what does it say? And we were like trying to translate it because the Hoshi Woozy songs were written in Korean. And we didn't know if this was accurate information. Turns out it was, but it showed the songs Hoshi and Woozy were gonna play. It was a bit chaotic. And Rachel was getting annoyed with me because I was stressing out about, are they even gonna be last tonight? Like, are they gonna be the closers, or are they like only gonna get 2 songs in the beginning? Because things were just throwing me off. Okay, because the first night NCT was like the big act of the night, right? And they came on in the beginning of the show, like we said, and performed 1 song and like shocked the crowd. And on Sunday night, where you would think it'd be Hoshi Woozy doing the same thing, Idol came out and did that song. So then I'm like freaking out to Rachel, like, oh my gosh, Hoshi and Woozy aren't even the closers of the evening. Like, they're only gonna get 2 songs. I was like literally having a panic attack.
Yeah.
There was just so much writing on this. We had S-Goose was in the mix. Me and you was in the crowd potentially. I was like looking for anyone in a hood and a mask.
And I thought that Hoshi Woozy would perform as many songs as NCT would, because they were the last group. And the first night, low key, felt like an NCT concert. Like, there were so many
in a great way
of the light sticks, the NCT cubes, and so I was like, it's gonna be a Hoshi Woozy concert. It's gonna be great. Spoiler alert: they did not do that many. I think they did 4. No.
Maybe.
Which were all fantastic.
It was great. It just like, after the amazing experience of NCT 127 the first night, and like all of the songs they got to do and the hype and the amount of time they had on stage, it was just like sad. If we hadn't have experienced that, it wasn't a letdown, but it was just like, you can't help but compare it. So
yeah. But that being said, Hoshi and Woozy's performance was by far and away like just so
the
good
best.
And
the best of the weekend.
So much better than any other performance of that day. Just the performance level.
No, we're not even being biased.
No. You could just tell that like that performance is just on a whole other level.
It
was so good.
Yeah, from like the staging, the design, the outfits, the live vocals. I would say only probably
vocals.
I would say only maybe 25% of the groups throughout the weekend were singing live.
Yep.
And their mics were on. And the stage production was amazing. Like, they utilized it well. How I said it was 360, and they would switch sides during a song, which no other group did. They brought a lot of dancers with them. That was great. And I mean, they are performers. Like, they just exude everything and more.
Yeah. Everything about that performance was top tier. And
so good.
They just absolutely killed it. I know, like, they're our favorite group, so obviously we're going to be a little biased. But, like, I feel like if I was an objective third-party outside observer, I'd be like, yeah, they're the best. They just were.
Like, you cannot deny the superpower of that and just how well that they command a stage and perform. The only thing I was not loving about it, and this was not their fault, is we mentioned before, all of these idols go up there and they have a script they're supposed to read from. A lot of it is in English, so they're like reading a script of phrases, you know, to introduce themselves or say like things are coming to KCON. And Hoshi and Woozy are yappers, as we know, and they just started like full on talking, freestyling in Korean, and there was no translation available. And for sometimes when people spoke Korean, I think it was already scripted, so they had the English like subtitles ready to go on the screen, but for them you could tell they were just saying stuff. And so I think a lot of people in the crowd like us like do not understand Korean, and like we want to interact with them and respond to what they're saying, but we like actually do not know what they are saying. And so that was kind of sad, and I felt bad for them if like
they're not getting a reaction.
Yeah, if they felt like we like we're not
engaging. Yeah, that was a bummer. I wanted to know what they were saying, and I was expecting a translator like verbally to come on, and that didn't happen. So Hoshi and Woozy, we were not ignoring you. We were not understanding.
We did not understand you. We were screaming regardless. We were giving you our energy regardless.
Something funny, at the end of each day at KCON, all the groups come out on stage and they kind of migrate around the stage kind of in a square circular motion, saying hi to all the fans and waving, and kind of do a lap or two before exiting. And Hoshi and Woozy came out with everyone else, and they were on the other side of the stage, like opposite of us, and they would not come over to our side. And Lindsay was yelling at them. She was yelling at Hoshi like she was his mother to get over to our side of the stage.
No, it was so funny because like they were the last ones on stage performing. And then all the other idols come up and kind of make a circle around the stage. And they're just kind of in this circle line, just slowly going around the stage. And Hoshi and Woozi like didn't know how to get involved in kind of this train that was going around the stage. So they just stayed at the one side and looked confused. And that happened to be the farthest part away from us. So we were just like laughing and screaming the whole time about them not coming to our side. They eventually did, but that was funny. And that was like a fun thing at the end too, where all of the idols are on stage together and watching the interactions between them. Like Youngji and Mark had like a funny interaction night one too, because they have a song together. I think are friends. Of course, the best personalities in K-pop. So that was fun. And just one more note about night 3 is that where our seats were, we were above the aisle where the idols come into the stage to perform. Since the stage is in the middle, they like literally have to come through the crowd in this little like walkway. And so we got to see like idols prepping and kind of how things were going. And so then all the idols exited our way too down the stairs. So we got to see them all come in and out. But yeah, good riddance, Hoshi and Woozi. See you in a couple years.
Oh,
it's painful.
It was really fun to see them off and to wish them well. Trying to think if there was anything else from the last night, anything to call out. There were a few acts I wanted to give shout outs to.
I really liked Meowv.
Yes,
is that how you say it?
They were on my list. Meovv. I don't know if it's meow or meowv or what it's, I don't know what's going on with that, but they were great. I loved their energy and the vibe that they were getting off, and their performance was great too. They're, you know, a little more of that intensity that we like to see.
A little edgy.
Yeah, less of like the cutesy and more of like the fun, energy, edgy vibe. So I enjoyed their performance a lot. I thought they were great.
Me too.
The other group that I have to give a shout out to is New Beat. They were one of the groups who... New Beat. They were one of the groups who was kind of performing throughout the weekend on some of the smaller stages during the festival grounds. And I think they're a pretty new group. And they did a little intro performance on night 3 that we saw. And we were loving their performance. We were like, wow, great high energy, lots of rapping, kind of that high intensity dancing and choreo that we like. So we were like fully engaged and really enjoying it. But at the end of the performance, they just kind of ripped their shirts off.
They suddenly were all naked.
Lindsay and I turned to each other and we were like, what? What's going on? That just like doesn't happen in K-pop really. It does occasionally. I feel like I've seen videos and clips
Johnny, of course.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. But kind of simultaneously, about 3 or 4 of them just kind of ripped their shirts off at the end. So that was interesting and unexpected.
Yeah, they were trying to be memorable, and they were.
Yeah. Oh, the other group that we saw night 3 was the very controversial, the new group. What's it called?
All Day Project.
Yes. So that was interesting to see. There's been a lot of talk about them.
It's not my favorite, but I didn't think it was horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, so good, but I thought it was like a solid, you can tell they're all like talented.
Yeah, they're all talented, and the songs aren't my favorite, but I don't think the songs are like horrible. So it's definitely for someone. And I don't know if that was maybe their first live performance, because they just debuted and I don't know where else they would have performed. So props to them for doing that. Admits some kind of controversy as well. So I thought they did a good showing.
Yeah. Those were kind of the kind of smaller acts that I was remembering from night 3.
Yeah,
that I wanted
a lot of good small acts. It is a really cool place to just discover new artists, and I really feel like they support these smaller acts and give them spotlight and a chance to shine, which is really cool.
Yeah, overall KCON was so much fun. Great way to get some bang for your buck, I feel like, in terms of the performances, especially if there's groups that you love and you want to see, even though you obviously don't get a full concert, they tend to play their most popular songs or songs that they know the fans are going to love. So I loved it. I loved seeing NCT, loved seeing P1 Harmony.
Rise, we didn't even mention Rise.
Oh yeah, Rise was great. Of course, Hoshi Woozy. So yeah, we saw some great people, had so much fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Ditto. Because I don't think I would ever go out of my way to go to a Rise concert, but I do like them and was like so happy to see them. So it's great for how we're saying, like, you can't afford to go to all these huge tours where it's $300 per ticket. Like, this is an awesome way to see a ton of K-pop acts in one evening. And we talk about it a lot, how we aren't like major fans of any girl group specifically. So this was our first time seeing girl groups, and that was really cool to witness it. Obviously, there's so many songs that we knew. Yeah, actually, I feel like we knew most of the girl group songs, really. But we just aren't like tuned into a fan base or like know a lot about the groups. We just know some of the songs. So super fun to see those songs live. And again, when else would I get the opportunity to see all of those groups in one weekend? So it was amazing.
Yeah, great way to discover new groups to be fans of. And as Lindsay and I are multi-stans, we believe you can never have too many groups that you love.
Nope.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed listening and hearing about it, and maybe feel inspired to go if you can next year or to another KCON. It really was so fun, and we also met some really nice people. So
Totally.
Yeah, K-pop fans are so friendly and so welcoming. So all in all, so much fun. Really glad we went, and especially to say our send off to our sweet Hoshi and Woozy.
And I will say, we consistently were saying to each other, while people watching and interacting with people, that 17 fans are the best. Or maybe not even the best. It's just we feel naturally drawn to and connected to 17 fans, and like they give us the best vibes. We match really well. So loved that. Everyone was there to do their send off to Hoshi Woozy, which was so cutesy. And I do feel like we further explored the K-pop community. I feel like going to KCON is like paying dues. Like, it's a rite of passage. You know, you gotta do it to like understand it more. So glad we made it happen. Thanks for listening to our recap. If you have any questions about our experience or want to know more, hit us up. We're also slowly starting to roll out some content from it on social media. Like we said, we don't know how people do this in real time. I'm just getting around to looking through our concert videos. So go follow us on Instagram, TikTok. You can see our YouTube as well, Kpop Light Pod, for all of that stuff. And I think that's all I have to say. Until next time, like, subscribe, and stay by our side.
And remember,
fangirl responsibly. Bye.
Bye.